it's probably going to be your best bet to go UPS or to go FedEx. I usually go... Quick question from Sue. She says, another enjoyable video. Wondering what it costs to have your antique booths. Is there a monthly rental, or do they take a percentage, or both? The answer is both. We don't pay much for these booths, but they're not high traffic areas. You know, it's a small little city here. Not a lot of money in the surrounding area, so don't get kind of thrown off by the fact that they're pretty cheap. So I pay $150 for 3 booths and 10% of anything that sells. We don't make a lot of money there. Just enough to make it worth it is about all we make, to be perfectly honest with you, because there's just not a lot of money around here. Plus, we're not selling high-priced merchandise either. Anyway, good question, and the answer is both. Thanks. Hey, I had a question from Josh, and it was kind of a long question, but it boiled down to, who do you use for shipping large, heavy items? And sometimes the answer, believe it or not, is the post office. Just depends on where it's going and how large it is. But if we're talking about big things like, let's say the lawn chairs that I sell, it's probably going to be your best bet to go UPS or to go FedEx. I usually go FedEx. It's because I've been doing FedEx forever, and the prices are very comparable. Sometimes UPS will beat them, sometimes they won't. But I do FedEx because of the people that I deal with here in my hometown. So I think it's a matter of convenience, you know, how well they treat you, where you're going, the distance to where you're going, I think is a big deal unless you're getting pickup. You know, there's definitely benefits to UPS, and I think that a lot of people are going towards that direction. I know I've heard Lonnie talk about it on Shed Flips many times, and I've heard him say that he does it through PayPal, and that's a great option over there. And I just think it depends. But I'll tell you what, why don't you just learn both and then start using both and checking both, and you're going to make up your own mind, I think, like most of us do eventually. So thanks, and let me know in the comments below, do you use FedEx or do you use UPS or do you use both? Let me know. As I put the camera down, I realized there's a follow-up question to that, and I didn't even get to it, which is, do you drop it off at a FedEx store or do you have pickup? So for me, there is a FedEx location. It is a, I don't know what they call them. It's a hub location, I guess. It's not even a hub. I don't know what you call it. It's just a FedEx delivery point. It's not in a store or anything like that. And I go and I drop it off there because I've been doing it for 20 years in the exact same location, dealing with the exact same 2 ladies, and nothing ever goes wrong with them. And that's why I do it. Plus, they're nice, and I like to say hi and talk to them about their kids. So that's part of the reason I do what I do. So I will say this, that Dollar General now accepts FedEx and Walgreens. Unfortunately for me, the Walgreens is just as far away as the other location, so forget it. Now, there is a new Dollar General that's closer to me than that FedEx, and I have used that multiple times this year. And there's 2 ladies in there that have also treated me nice, and I've dropped those off. Matter of fact, I got a little story here. I dropped a package off at FedEx. I can't believe it. It's the fastest delivery I've ever seen in my life. At a Dollar General on a Friday morning here in Bedford, Virginia. It got to its location in Cleveland, Ohio the next morning. Just a regular ground package. Dollar General in Bedford, Virginia. Less than 24 hours in in Cleveland, Ohio. So I was like, holy cow. They sent a message like, hey, we got the item. Awesome, thank you. I'm like, what? Like, I just dropped that off. So that's awesome. Anyways, thanks for the question. I have a question from Brenda. She says, what's the story with the Enaman? I've been watching, but I must be missing it. So, well, I guess I should explain every once in a while, so we'll take this opportunity to do it. So I've sold these, and first of all, I'm assuming you know what an enema is. If you don't, Google it, and then you get the point. When I first saw this, I saw it as a Christmas ornament. And I thought, I wonder if those would sell. And somebody was selling them for $1 a piece. And I tried to make a deal with that person. I'm like, hey, can I buy them all? Because they had like a couple hundred. For like 50 cents. And they're like, nope, they wouldn't budge. They sold at the flea market. And they're like, I sell them all the time for $1. I'm like, all right. So I bought a handful. I bought a bunch of them, actually. And I sold them at Christmas as Christmas ornaments. And I did pretty darn good on them. Saw this person again. And I decided I'd buy them for $1. And I bought quite a few. I don't know how many, but I bought a bunch. And I sold them off for a year or two and made some good money. And then I saw the big ones, and I've seen them in a few different spots, and I've bought them up before. And I saw a bucket full of them at an antique shop in Bedford called Dirt Road Treasures. And I went in and I bought 50 of them, and I started to sell them. And a few viewers bought them, and I thought, And they were selling them for $2 a piece at this antique shop, and I went back and made a little deal with them. And so I went back, and I was like, how many you have? And I bought 1,500 that day. Just making a little calculated thing. I'm thinking, enemas get things moving. And I said, what better to have as a mascot for an eBay store? Everybody who resells on eBay wants to get things moving out of their store. And I just started doing it, and people started making comments. And it just took off. And we have sold, well, I want to do a video on it, so I don't want to expose everything exactly just yet. But when it's all said and done, unless I can find some more somewhere, which I've already done a few other times, I've done the best I could anyways, we're going to sell 2,000 of them, I think. And we have, from our first little batch of 1,500 there, and it's not even our first batch. I had sold a bunch off before then. We're down to a couple hundred left. And there are some that aren't in great shape and whatnot. So it just kind of became our mascot. And I think the mascot of resellers everywhere, apparently, because I see them absolutely everywhere now. And it's awesome. So hopefully, Brenda, that answers your question and might explain some of the insaneness at the end of each of our What's Sold videos. Thanks for asking. Question from Victor. He says, where else do you sell besides eBay, Mercari, and Bonanza? For one, I don't even consider Bonanza like a different platform because I'm literally doing nothing. My wife sells a little bit on Poshmark. I don't sell at all. I've listed one thing, I think, just for fun. And I don't like it. And I don't think I'll continue to do it or really ever start up again, I don't think. My wife may or may not. She does it every once in a while. And I do Depop with vintage clothing, hats, and stuff like that. I like to do that. I might do Grailed in the future. I really would like to learn Etsy, to be honest with you. I sell a little bit FBM on Amazon. So if I have one place where I'd like to expand, it'd probably be Depop. And that's really not expanding. It's really picking and choosing the right kind of things for that platform. It's easy to list. I get confused. I don't know if you catch it when you watch the shows here, but I get a little absent-minded at times, and, it's hard for me to keep things straight. So I don't really list on Mercari. I have some things listed over there. I've sold some things over there, but it's not really in the forefront for me. Neither is Poshmark. I would like to do a little bit more Amazon FBM and learn that a little bit better. I've done it in the past. I'm doing it right now, but not much. And I'd like to try Etsy, and I definitely do Depop, but we'll see. A little bit I like to dabble here and there and find something I like. I kind of like Depop, so Bonanza's easy. Go for it. Question from Evan Vantro. I might be totally butchering that name, so my apologies. Wondering about the Commonwealth cabin. Did you build it yourself, and have you always had this cabin for your project? I'm assuming you mean YouTube/eBay. No, I haven't. I've only had this up in operational form, like the Death Star, for, I don't know, 8 months? Something like that. So 7 months? Yeah, I haven't had it, in operational, functional mode here for very long. I did not build it. I couldn't build it. I have no idea. I can barely put the license plates up straight. So I had somebody build it, actually bought it, and then they built the inside of it for me. I did a few things in here, but very few. And but thanks for the question. I bought this for a couple reasons. For one, the Enaman started to sell, and I started projecting out. I'm like, you know what, these things are going to sell out. I'm going to make some good money on it. I'm going to take that money, and I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do, which is expand and give myself room and an enjoyable atmosphere. I think it's important. If you're going to be a reseller and you're going to spend a lot of time doing something, you need to do it in a place that is comfortable, that you enjoy being in. And so I enjoy the eBay cave, but it is much more enjoyable out here. First few days out here, I was like, maybe not. And then after that, I love to be in here. It's a little hot right now, so I got to finish this clip and go turn that AC on. But thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Hey, I decided to come outside because it's 800 degrees today, and I'm about ready to jump in that sprinkler right there. I just saw Pepper, our little black cat, and she's been running through that thing just back and forth. There she is right there soaking wet. So I had a question from Ott's Antiques, and they said, do you ever have people ask you why you have a camera on as you approach a garage sale? And the answer is yes, it does happen. I guess I would say it happens often. I would say I have every single time I go out. If I go to, 20 yard sales or something like that, it's bound to happen a couple times. And I just tell the people yes. I tell them what I do, and it is what it is. I have had people ask me to turn it off or not get them on camera, and I always oblige. So hopefully that answers your question. Thanks so much.